Hello, I am Jaime Elizondo from Real World Ranching, and I have been teaching classes. They focus on boosting profits and enhancing land simultaneously. We call it the Total Grazing Academy, and we manage 4 programs: the Total Grazing Program, Adapted Genetics and Selection Guidelines, the Optimal Calving Season, and Nutrition when Grazing. These courses aim to maximize your stocking rate, as it is the main factor in your profits. It is not winning weights, daily gains, or anything else. But we also focus on the best quality grass in the green season for your livestock, but at high to very high stocking rates. Your profits will depend on how many productive animals you can maintain at a low cost per year. Today, I want to talk about increase your grass productivity, soil improvement, and stocking rate with these simple guidelines. You see, your profits depend on how many productive animals you can maintain at a low cost per year. And these are simple math. The more productive livestock you keep at a low cost, the more you will reduce your annual cost per animal. Wouldn't you want to have double or triple number of productive livestock carried at a lower cost per animal than ever before? This is what increasing your stocking rate can do for you, but there are many caveats that I will explain. People are usually put off by this larger number of livestock. They think that they will need to spend more money on hay in the lean seasons of the year to feed them. But it is not so in reality. You see, we follow nature and basic plant physiology. By studying how grass grows, we can quadruple its productivity. Yes, 4 times more just by managing our grazing correctly. And this is very different from what you have heard. Listen to me. I am sure you have read that livestock saliva near your grass's growth points helps them rebound much faster after grazing. It is true. Whenever we do a total graze on well-recovered grass, the regrowth will be leafier and faster than if the grazing were selective. It's totally different than what we've been told. And we have hundreds of people in the US doing this and observing it's true. All the wrong theories about selective grazing, take half, take a third, are, well, wrong. They ignore the fact. The stems are less digestible. Livestock, cattle, sheep, and goats prefer the more digestible leaves, so they leave the stems when they graze selectively. And the problem is that stems continue to respire. They consume energy stored in roots and crowns. After selective grazing, regrowth will be much less vigorous than after a total graze or high-efficiency grazing of well-recovered plants. Yes, green leaves produce energy through photosynthesis, while stems consume energy by respiring. This means that the leaf-to-stem ratio after grazing limits energy for grass growth. It also limits energy storage, which are in the roots and crown. Their selective grazing methods aim to leave more green leaves ungrazed, but they end up consuming the best species down to the ground. The not-so-good species are left barely grazed, and this affects the percentage of desirable species in their paddocks. The best species will be overgrazed, while the inferior ones will be overrested. And this brings me to the topic I want to teach today, and that is overgrazing. Overgrazing means regrazing a grass plant before it recovers. It depletes its energy reserves in the ground and roots, and this in turn reduces productivity, leafiness, and long-lived soil organic carbon creation. Overgrazing creates a desert in low rainfall areas. It lets pasture return to forest in high rainfall areas. And many confuse overgrazing with a high-efficiency graze on well-recovered grass. That is not overgrazing. It is, if you prefer, severe grazing. In the 3 low-cost steps to increase your productivity, big time, and it's a free masterclass, this topic will be explained in depth. So first, minimize overgrazing. This will boost grass productivity, improve your soil, and provide leafy pastures for your livestock. Doing this will increase your grass productivity 4 times at first, and it will get higher in subsequent years if you follow the guidelines in the free masterclass. After you focus on what is happening underground, roots and ground energy reserves, you will need a grazing program. I called it the total grazing program. It covers the whole year, every day, and multiple years. It's important. You don't want to minimize overgrazing without knowing how to keep your livestock in top condition year-round. As we know, good body condition is as important to profits as a high stocking rate. Fat is needed for female fertility and for their immune system to function. Give me fatness and I will show you beauty in livestock. Therefore, my motto is fat cows, fat cows, fat cows. So my students do not forget that is our main focus when grazing. And there are many other considerations in creating a thriving, profitable farm or ranch. But these 3 low-cost steps to increase your productivity big time will help you start the right way without making the huge mistakes most people make when grazing. Mistakes that severely limit their grass productivity, their livestock numbers, and their soil improvement. For example, did you know that trampled residue on the soil surface only builds short-term soil organic carbon? Yes, maybe it will only last a few months. But a leafy pasture after a total graze on well-recovered grass will create long-lived soil organic carbon, and it can last 100 years or more. And why is this? Because fat soil microbes fed by root exudates of over-mature grasses are converted to humus or long-lived soil organic carbon. Around 80 to 90% of the new humus created per acre per year is created this way. And that's why they do not increase their long-lived soil organic carbon much. Interesting, right? Then why do selective grazing proponents recommend top grazing fast in the spring to keep everything vegetative? That is the worst thing you can do to your grass, your livestock, and your soil. I will explain. Your grass will get overgrazed, and top grazing will limit its productivity by 3 to 4 times. If you don't believe, observe the productivity of a paddock stockpiles in spring. It can be on your own farm or one of the farms of one of our students close to you. Then your livestock. Your livestock will get scours or diarrhea from the lack of fiber and protein excess caused by top grazing. And they do not feel healthy when they have diarrhea, just as we would not. Nor are they efficient, as most of the grass they consume goes out without doing much good. They will overconsume around 40 to 50% more when they top graze due to the diarrhea. Then let's talk about your soil. remember I said that long-lived soil organic carbon is not created by residual being decomposed as was widely believed? It is true, and this is the reason they are not getting the results in carbon sequestering they should. Decomposing litter only creates around 10 to 20% of new long-lived soil organic carbon. Long-lived soil organic carbon is super important and is our soil's real fertility. In the total grazing program, we set aside large areas of the farm or ranch to stockpile. This saves around $300 per cow or chip equivalent per year. It also boosts long-lived soil organic carbon and allows you to recruit seedlings of your best forage species. Conclusions and recap. Your profits will depend on how many productive animals you can maintain at a low cost per year. This means you want to increase your grass productivity naturally without added cost or inputs. No synthetic fertilizers. You can increase grass production per acre per year around 4 times by minimizing overgrazing. Overgrazing happens when grass is regrazed before it is recovered enough. It shortens grass roots and depletes its energy reserves in crown and roots, eventually killing your best forage species. Selective grazing will create overgrazing at high to very high stocking rates whenever grass growth slows down. Reserve your spot to our free masterclass on 3 steps to increase your productivity big time. Selective grazing proponents did not consider basic plant physiology, which tells us that green leaves produce energy by photosynthesis, while stems consume energy by respiring. They did not consider that livestock will consume the green leaves and best species preferentially, leaving the stems and not so good species behind. This creates a less leafier pasture at the high to very high stocking rates required for profits and for land improvement. Trying to keep your whole property vegetative in the spring by top grazing is the worst grazing management possible, as it creates cowards in your livestock, overgrazing in your best grass plants, and no soil improvement via long-lived soil organic carbon, which is our soil's real fertility. This long-lived soil organic carbon is mostly created when stockpiling paddocks set aside to provide standing hay for the lean season, to save around $300 per cow or chip equivalent per year. I am sure you did not consider grazing this way, but if you observe what is happening by the road or ditches where livestock are not continually overgrazing, you can get an idea of your land's potential. Help nature by managing your grazing correctly. Do the total grazing program. Minimize overgrazing and maintain your livestock in good body condition year-round. Remember our motto: fat cows, fat cows, fat cows. Thank you for listening. I hope you like this. I hope you're eager to attend our free masterclass on how to do more with less. 3 low-cost steps to increase your productivity big time and improve your land at the same time. Work smarter, not harder. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the free masterclass. As always, sign up for my free weekly blog at www.rwranching.com and become part of our group. May God bless you all.